All right, hey, we're back. I was going to talk about the Lions game, and then we'll talk about the big trade I made after the Lions game because I saw a weakness and I really wanted to share it up. The Lions game, it was unfortunate. It was a lot closer than the score indicated. You can read the Buccaneers game report if you want more in depth. He really did it well in breaking it down and really getting the essence of the game. But basically, the game was really close. We were stopping each other in the first quarter. It was basically a defensive game. And then he got a touchdown. I drove and got all the way to the red zone and threw a pick. And then I drove again and tried running, and he stopped my run near the end of the goal line. And then I threw another pick on third down. And I really had a chance to win this all the way up to the end of the third quarter. I mean, that's how close it was, but I threw another pick, and it was pick six, and then I had to force it and threw another pick, and it was, once you get down too much and you really have to force things, you become one-dimensional, and that's what happened to me. But the game was really close. Calvin Johnson had 4 catches for 84 yards. He dropped a few passes. I was very disappointed in that. He probably could have had over 100. I mean, I was very disappointed in how he played, but I got to give credit to the Bucs. He did play pretty good coverage on him. I mean, he's a hard guy to stop, so when you do stop him, I got to give you credit for it. And I really think that Best although he has good moments, he just couldn't get the big yards. He couldn't get the big run when I needed it, because either he was too small or so I made a big trade this week, and I got it back. That Stock Stalls the motorboat back. So
yeah.
You motorboat son of a bitch, you old sailor, you.
Well,
yeah.
I got a motorboat back. I got Adrian Foster from the Texans, who fits my system, because it's no secret. I like the big guy who's going to bend, who's not afraid of contact. I like to run at the defensive guy and create a little contact and bang off him a little bit, bruise up a little bit. That's the back I wanted. And Best, although I tried juking through the hole and dancing, he couldn't get the yards when it was important. He got a lot of yards. He ran okay, but when it came to getting the yards I needed, he just couldn't do it. And then
let me just say something real quick. Looking at the Colts-Texan games, the Colts ended up beating the Texans 35-20. And as I go down and I look at the rushing yards for Adrian Foster, it's kind of alarming. With 9 attempts for 19 yards. So I don't know if he gave up on Foster or if it's his style, because he picked up T.O. and Houshmandzadeh, that he wants to get away from that style of power back. But you getting Foster with Calvin Johnson and Stafford, that's a three-headed monster you got going there now.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, to be honest, I don't understand why the Texans would want to get rid of Foster. Although he did get a pretty good deal. I mean, I did give him Best. I did give him a 2nd-round draft pick. I did give him a 4th-round draft pick. So he's still got a nice running back there, but Best is very limited in what he can do. And only being a B potential kind of hurts his upside, because Adrian's an A. He has Andre Johnson there, correct? So he has Andre, T.O., and Houshmandzadeh.
He's got Andre Houshmandzadeh, yeah, and he's still got Owen Daniels. Steve Slayton still.
He's obviously looking more of a passing game, but he's still got the running game when he needs it. And that's what Best is. He's a scat back, so he does fit what the Texans want to do. I want more of a power back for my system, so it works for me, because I run more draws, more. I want more. Action and bangs and that kind of thing.
Back to your game. Do you believe the turning point was the turnover battle?
Yeah, the turnover battle. It was in the third quarter, I believe, and it was 10-0. And I could have kicked a field goal, and I probably should have, but on third down I took a chance, and Matthew got picked. I drove it down the next drive, I believe, and I got a touchdown on the next drive. So if I would have got a field goal in that drive like I planned, it would have been tied up. I think it would have been a lot different. It basically came down to his defense caused turnovers and mine didn't. and Matthew threw some picks. And that just shows you how a good game can play good, but then at the end of the game, the stats can look bloated because my stats weren't bad. Matthew, if you take away the interceptions, Matthew played pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
If you just look at his yards, Calvin had 81, 84 yards.
Yep, that's correct, yep.
I think statistically, I think I beat him in almost every category, but that just shows you that you have to play the games, that you can't just have the team on paper and expect to win.
Exactly. You make the mistakes, they're going to come back to bite you.
Yeah. And the mistakes happen at the wrong time. It wasn't even just mistakes. They just happened at goal line mistakes. I was in the goal. I think I was in the red zone 5 times and only converted once. So, 5 times, if I would have gotten field goals even 3 of those times, that changes the dynamic of the game. That changes how he has to play. That changes, it really does, the dynamic play really does come in effect this week. Or not just this week, this season, because, like Stocks was saying, once you get a quarterback out of his rhythm, Aaron Rodgers threw 6 interceptions. But there's also going to be games where you're gonna let Aaron Rodgers have some time back there, and some owner's going to do it, and then Manny's going to catch fire with Aaron Rodgers, and that's probably what's going to happen with me and Stafford sometime. One guy's going to be loading the box waiting for Adrian Foster, and I'm going to play action all game, or I'm going to have some time with Matthew, and he's going to look unstoppable, and that's where the dynamic player really comes in handy. And I'll tell you what I've learned, because that's all I can really do. I can just learn from this game and move on. I've learned that you really have to be patient. You can't be afraid to make mistakes, but you cannot make the same mistakes. And Matthew just kept throwing interceptions, and yes, that was my user. I was controlling Matthew, but a lot of those passes were inaccurate, and he was obviously flustered, and that's where the dynamic player comes in handy.
Yep. We got the Oakland Raiders beating up on the Denver Broncos 42-17, and stat that stands out is Darren McFadden, 342 yards, 5 TDs. That's a beast.
Offensive player of the week. Can we?
Yeah, 5 TDs. Gosh, scored all the touchdowns practically. So look out for these Raiders. It's fast and speedy.
Yep. And
the Tim Tebow show arrived.
Yeah, and Alex told us about the Raiders. He said they were a good team. He said he's played them in his Euro League. I think he was. He's another Euro guy, so they played each other. He said he was very good. He told us to watch out for him, and obviously the guy delivered this week. 5 touchdowns and run DMC. He definitely had his legs going.
Well, the Broncos had the Tim Tebow show, and then he only threw for 110, a touchdown, and 2 picks.
Well, I know one thing. Darren McFadden is a
motorboat. You been a motorboat? You motorboat son of a bitch. You old son.
Yeah, I bet he was a motorboat in year 1.
He's a motorboat of the week, man.
So that tells you what he was.
Yeah. We got the Jets beating the Cowboys 38-21 in a quick good game. Looking over, Sanchez 5 touchdowns, 315. Romo 222 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty decent game.
I still have to give my player of the week to McFadden. You could obviously throw Mark Sanchez in there, but McFadden 5 touchdowns on the ground. That's quite hard to do. So I have to tip my cap to that. And it was interesting. This game was interesting to me because they made that big trade. He traded Holmes for Mathis, and we were like, what's he going to do? Is he going to play Mathis at the free safety? Is he going to, is he going to miss Holmes? Did he make a mistake? Did he do the right thing? We wouldn't really know until this game, but from this game, it looks like he solidified himself as he knows what he's doing.
Because he only let up 21 points.
Yeah, he threw to Burris quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken. And like you said, he only gave up 21 points. So that defense is solidified the way he likes it.
Yep. You got the Patriots beating the Dolphins 28-24 in a decent matchup game.
Yeah, I think that's one of the games that got simmed. I hope not. Maybe they got it in finally, but I know the Patriots owner is from Australia, and I know it looks a little intimidating at first when you see a guy from Australia, but the games can get played with that guy. You just gotta work around the schedule. He wanted me to mention he did post a conversion calendar, and
nice.
in the league scheduling. So although Australia is a really hard time schedule to work around, he has put in the effort he's done all he can do.
Yeah, exactly. He's showing that he wants to play in this league no matter what it takes.
And that's not a knock against the Dolphins that they didn't get their game. And I understand he's an American. He works. I think he works through the school system. So if I'm not mistaken, so he's obviously got some early hours and some late nights grading papers or whatever he does. I mean, so people have jobs and that kind of stuff. We understand that. It happens.
Exactly. Seahawks 12, 49ers 10 in a nice low and scoring game with a safety.
Wow.
Decent low scoring game, man. Yeah. Looking at the stats, Hasselbeck back with the Seahawks. He only threw for 159 yards and a touchdown. Alex Smith, a $175, a touchdown, and an interception. Decent low scoring game. That would have been a good game to watch, if you like the defensive side of the ball.
Oh yeah. That's the next improvement. We got to figure out a way with the air games. I don't know if we can do it through Ustream or if we can do it through any other channels, but man, if we could broadcast some of these games, I mean,
we'd have everything.
I mean, I know, but I mean, probably people didn't think we could run this podcast a month or so ago. So watching games is not that far out there. I mean, I'll tell you what. If people are willing to broadcast their games on YouTube live or whatever it takes, I'll do a commentary live. So that's a challenge.
Sounds good. Yeah, Stocks Logan live.
Yeah. So anyone who wants to try to run their game and think, it's not really worth it, this is gonna be a pain, if anyone wants to take the challenge and do it, I'll call the game live.
Nice. That's awesome.
And if I know Stocks, he can't always commit to that. I mean, a guy's made enough commitments. He's at his mom's house for Pete's sakes. Broadcasting the show, that ain't enough commitment. I don't know what it is. But I can broadcast it myself. I can get Alex to do it. Maybe Stocks can do it. I mean, there's always people in this league that are willing to help and to benefit the league.
Definitely. Giants 38, Redskins 7. Eli Manning 256, 3 touchdowns. Grossman 215 for a touchdown. Bradshaw ran pretty well, 112 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't think that was a really shock to me. That's nothing against the Redskins. He just doesn't have the talent. And to keep that game that close, I think tells a lot about his skills because the guy really doesn't have that much talent. So
yeah, exactly.
Kudos to him to play hard and try to pull out some wins, but I'm sure he's looking at Jeremy Riggs in the draft and quarterbacks that help him in the future.
That pretty much covers. I think that pretty much covers the games.
Wow, we had a lot to talk about, and we talked pretty fast and furious, and we got through a lot of stuff. We got the 2-minute warning, and I want to talk about the 2-minute warning a little bit, and I wanted to talk about how this show has really evolved. It doesn't seem like that long ago, but it really wasn't. That we were starting this show and we were winging it, and we didn't know what we were doing. We were just too enthusiastic, owners, and we were like, we want to do something special for Manny. Because we were sick of waiting. I mean, me and Stocks are very competitive people, and we were sick of waiting. And we were like, we got to do something to keep this interest. And we played for 11 to 12 guys. We were going to do everything we could not to do that again. I mean, we were like, oh my God, do something. What can we do? Me and Stocks aren't really the business type people. That's not us. Kick it and have fun. So we're like, we could do a show. The Stocks came up with this idea, and we ran with it. And we got better. Our chemistry's got better. People think
we got some guests coming on. Definitely.
And hopefully with this week one, we did a lot of shows where we were talking about free agency. We did a lot of shows where we talked about, a little bit about the draft. We broke down teams. But now we really got results here. We can say, hey, this team, beat the team, 20-7 or 24-7 or, whatever the score was, and we can really break it down. And it'll be really interesting going into the playoffs. I think it's a good feature.
Yeah, because now that everything's settled in, everybody's kind of got their team and their map. Now it's time to go to work. Everybody's going to start, unloading and putting their game plans together and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, that's about it for this one. I think we about covered everything. Maybe we'll come back with another one. You never know. We're kind of sneaky like that. So.
Oh yeah. We never know what's coming around the corner.
Right. So peace out, fellas.
All right. Peace out.